world's best gather here. XBL baseball starts now.
It's crushed to the moon, and we're tied.
He picks it up on the second, over to first in time for the double play that ends the inning.
That's gone.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Trying to repeat.
It's good!
And Homer to the pen! This game is over!
Oh! Crushed! Left field! Off the pole!
Domingo Bell! Deep right center field! Carrying! And it's gone! That one's hit hard. Left center field. Did she do it again? To the wall!
Swung on Bell to the deep left field. Is this baby gone? A grand slam!
Champion! The AAA World Series is over! What a live shot!
I can't believe my eyes.
All right, hello, everybody. We're here with the start of Season 17. We've got the premiere. We've got a heavy-duty AAA matchup. I've got Mist here in the booth with me, per usual. How you doing, Mist?
Feeling good, really excited for opening day. It feels like it's been forever in between seasons. Everybody's been so hyped up, so here we are.
Yeah, everyone's been hype. It's been a really, really good season. Oh, no one can hear Mist. Okay. Sorry, I'll try to fix it. Yeah, we got a really, really hyped season. There's a lot of people in here. We've got over 50 people in the league. We talked plenty last night about everything like that. So today we're going to focus on this first game of the year in AAA. And we've got ElronCoin versus Eduardo, ranked 2 and 6 respectively. Both really, really good players with high aspirations for the league. So to start off, it's the return of ElronCoin. He's played in the AAA before and shown some success. He's a really, really good player, can play both sides of the ball. So we'll see how he can return and get back into that competitive scene.
Yeah, can we confirm, Mr. Clutch Mama? Can you guys hear me now? Let's see if we can get a confirm here.
I think I see you popping up now.
Okay. Yeah, return of ElronCoin. So good to have him back. Was really missed last season. You know, he came in his first season. I assumed he's going to be a total staple. It might have been some work issues, got busy, but really good to have him back. Possibly one of those guys that bat speed wise could be up in the XBL, but you know, I think he's where he probably should be, especially coming back. So this could be interesting, and Ed's really tough.
Yeah, we both know Ed is really, really tough. He completely changed the trajectory of me in this league, the way he tilted me off of the cliff with curveballs last season. So I've got a lot of respect for Eduardo on the way that he can pitch, and then he's got an interesting batting style, the way he contact swings, but really contact swings as good as anybody. Nearly an XBL level bat, I'd say, very similar to Vegan in the way that he can watch the zone and really bloop some singles around, and next thing you know, he's got the bases loaded and he's got Hammer Lombalo up to the plate. So Eduardo's been in these big shows before. He was in the semifinals last year in the AAA. He's been in the championship before in the AAA, just hasn't won it. But Eduardo is very, very familiar in his 7th season now in the AAA of being in these match of the weeks, ready to take on the big lights and ready to make another name for himself this season, being ranked number 2. We've got really, really high hopes for him, and he starts it off right here today.
Yeah, I'm going to make a prediction here. I'm going to predict a split, but I'm going to say if somebody sweeps, I'm going with Eddie.
Yeah, I could see that. I think I agree that it'll be a split after playing Elron a few times in scrims. He's a really tough player, and Eduardo's right there on par with him, so it could go either way. Eddie in the bright lights could show, you know, a little more veteran prowess and able to get the sweep. We know he can win some close games, but yeah, we've got the kickoff of Season 17, first punch coming at you. We got AAA kicking off. We're going to see who gets the first win of the season here in 17, and what's hopefully going to be in a historic season and bring us a lot of games. So a lot of good series, I hope. Hopefully we start off with one right here and get a barn burner. So I'm going to switch everything over. Give me a minute. Me and Miss will be right back at you with the call. We got the guys ready and waiting to queue up. So Hang on tight. We'll come right at you with Season 17. All right, here we go. We're loading into Peril Point, home of the Sirloins. I believe that's what he had last season as well. Peril Point, one of my least favorite stadiums, but Eduardo plays really, really well there. He's got it down packed. So this is going to be an exciting matchup. 86 ego, a little bit higher than last season, not too much. We'll see how much that affects the bats, but we know the pitching is going to be really, really tough from both of these guys to start off.
Yeah, Peril's a stadium I really didn't like at first, and it's really grown on me. I do like the stadium. It has been rumored to be a little bit more sticky with lag and stuff than other stadiums. I don't know if they cleaned that up or if it's even true. But I do like the stadium, and it's a very interesting stadium with that weird long center and left field with the tiny fence, and then right is quite short. Eddie can for sure pop balls out over there.
Yeah, give me a second, guys. Let me see if I can fix the screen. It's not zoomed in on my screen, so I'm not exactly sure why it's showing like that right now. Let me try to fix it. Kind of fixing things on the fly as we get in here. It's definitely not like riding a bike, I'll say that much. I feel like I don't hardly remember what buttons to press in here.
Yeah, that looks good, Uni. I think you had it.
I think we had it all messed up because Eduardo last season in that AAA was running that widescreen. Had to throw everything off. But it looks like we're good now, so let me know if y'all see anything else. But
Yeah,
we've got... Go ahead, Mist.
Oh, I was just going to say I blame Ed entirely.
Always blame Ed. You're always good if you blame Ed. And there's the first hit of Season 17 after a couple of quick outs. We see the help deskers come back into the league, and third batter put one up center.
Yeah,
Let me Google it comes up now.
That's going to be key for Coin, is to hit some of those breaking balls. He's not the best breaking ball hitter. If he can keep Ed honest and force him to throw a few fastballs, this could really be Coin's game here. And there's another. I think he popped a slider there.
Yeah, a nice little poke on, I believe it was a fork ball. And one of the really fun things when you get these first matchups is looking at as he hits it to Willard Wiggins over there at short. One of the really fun things when you look at these early season matchups is just seeing what type of roster adjustments these guys have had. Just like looking at Hammerlawn Ballo right here, he looks a little bit stronger than he was before. He's notorious for leading off with that tough power, so right off a rip, ElronCoin's got to face maybe the most dangerous batter in this Sirloins lineup.
Yeah, and that looks like a uniform change for Ed. That's not the standard Sirloins. I don't know if that's
yeah.
He's got the ribeyes going. It looks good.
Yeah, he definitely changed it up. Maybe a little help from Solus. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. The new guy over here in the XBL that's been great at putting logos together, so shout out to him. Some of those logos look really, really good. But Eduardo definitely changed it up with the maroon and the red. Hopefully, he's hoping a little bit of change in scenery can make him go a little further this year in the playoffs and capture his first title. Good starting pitchers on both sides. Great velo, pretty good junk, and they're both able to get out of the first inning clean. 0-0, 0 hits for the Sirloins and 2 hits for the help deskers. So getting to the back end of the lineup here, and Bugsy Snuggs with that decent arsenal on the mound, 5 pitches.
D-Virus got some power here. Gonna have to be careful with her.
Got some decent power all over the lineup so far for the help deskers. Something you're going to have to be aware of, especially with a fastball pitcher like Eduardo. Get a hold of a fastball with someone with 60 or 70 power, and that thing can end up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, that was a great swing. I'm not sure what stopped that ball from going further, but that
And
was
another
a
good
swing.
swing. 71 power, but it's not going to be far enough over there in deep center. ElronCoin looking good, not getting a whole lot of production so far, but when you hear those noises off the bat, you know there's some runs coming.
Yeah, he already got some hits on breaking balls, and now he's blasting fastballs pretty well.
Yeah, and quick out to the pitcher right there, a good snag over his head. But ElronCoin's been practicing at XBL level ego in a lot of these scrims, so now he's dropping down to AAA, and that sometimes can hurt people with the difference in speed that you see, but it can obviously help going down in ego with your reticle placement, so it's something to watch for. He's been practicing at a lot higher difficulty than he is playing at right now.
It'd be interesting to see how his pitching looks, Coin, because I'm assuming possibly incorrectly that he may be a little rusty. Those pitches there look pretty good.
Yeah, always some rust coming back and getting into a league like the XBL where the players are so good. No matter how much PR you play or offline modes you play, you're never going to be able to face somebody like the guys in this league. And instantly, Elron's going to come in and face a guy who's a staple in the AAA.
Yeah, and another thing, people, you naturally think of batting. If you're a little rusty, he's going to suffer. But believe me, pitching could suffer even worse at times.
Good curveball high here, though. Eduardo watches it, and we get a full count here for great stuff. She's going to give him one inside, gets him chasing. Puts it foul. We'll see how patient Eduardo can be. Another ball off of the plate here, and he watches it. There's a walk for Eduardo and his sirloins as they put one on. Preston Adonis, a familiar face coming up to the plate. Decent stats. Definitely hoping we can get a lot more live streams this season after the amount of lag that we had last season kind of caused some of that to fall off. The servers have been better. It's always great to get it live and know that those guys are feeling that live pressure. And it's right past the shortstop, and there's going to be a man on first and second now. I believe the pitcher's coming up to the plate with one out, and Eduardo is very notorious for bringing the pitcher in early, but no, he's got a beast in there, the 7-hole Damian Rush. Really respectable stats for a 7-hole hitter, and a really good opportunity here to put first runs on the board. Oh, but a double play on a good cutter from ElronCoin, and he gets out of it.
Yeah, I find it interesting to see people using Ace Exterminator there on Eddie's hitter. I intentionally make my top pitchers B+ and not A- to make sure that nobody's running that trade against me. But, some people just go, wild with one pitcher or maybe a star reliever that they're all the way up in the A range.
Right, and a pitcher hit right there. You definitely don't see a lot of Ace Exterminator used as you get higher into the leagues, but if it does activate, it's very strong. But like you said, most teams only have maybe one A- or higher pitcher just because of the way the salary cap works and the way the roster sheet makes it really expensive. And there's one that squeaks by the shortstop, and we've got no outs with a couple on here. Eduardo just in this situation last inning with one out. We'll see if ElronCoin's able to pull one out right here and put the first run on the board in season 17. Good fork ball up high.
Wow, that was brutal.
And that one's nuked to left field. It's going to find a gap.
Oh.
Eduardo's confused out there, and this one's going to score at least 2 as he rounds third. Brings the man around second, going to turn him around, and a great hit there from ElronCoin. And welcome back to the AAA, buddy. You got 2 runs on the board.
Yeah, and that was a fantastic pitch up into the corner. I guess it was a 2-seam. Got on that really nicely.
Elron looking really comfortable at the plate right now. That one might actually drop. A little dink and dunk over there to center field, and stuff's starting to go wrong for the Sirloins. Need to try to stymie this quick. You don't want it to get out of hand. The Sirloins are not known for putting up huge runs.
I'm not sure no changeup is what you want against Coin. Curveball, helps. You got to have something, right? Real low.
And there's one of the most dangerous relievers in the AAA. Sabrina Perez comes in with that heat. And she's also got the changeup, like you said. We'll see if it's able to affect ElronCoin here.
Interesting that Eddie's running fork balls. That both of these last two pitchers have fork balls. You don't see a ton of fork in the XBL, but personally, that's my least favorite pitch to hit against.
Yeah, the fork ball's, I think, really easy for some to hit and just absolutely brutal for others. It depends who you're facing. And someone like Eduardo. Oh, and that one's hit well to center. Not going to drop, though.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with fork is it's a middle pitch, even against someone like me that hates it. If you make a mistake with it, I'm a power swinger, so I'm always going to be in a 90-plus range. If you leave a mid-pitch out there, that's trouble.
Right. Fork ball's definitely got to be missed off of the zone or somewhere located really, really well in the corner. He's got him swinging right here at a couple of balls. He's scored 2, but he's going to try to put some more across right here. Getting a little bit impatient here at the plate, fighting him off. There's good patience. Now we got a 1-2 count. Sabrina Perez really trying to save her team and get out of this inning right now. Oh, somewhat of a weak cutter, but not able to make good contact with it. And there's that fork ball, and Lloyd Cook over there at second base. A nice diving catch, and he's able to stop the run at 2. Now we'll see if the Sirloins have a response.
Yeah, that's a monster escape for Sabrina to come in there and just keep, Coin was really rolling there.
Yeah, I see the chat talking about Eduardo going early. If anyone watched those playoff series last year with Eduardo, you know he's willing to pull that guy on the mound as quick as possible. Give up a hit or 2 in the first inning, very Dark Raider-esque. He'll bring in that beast reliever and run him for 3 or 4 innings on you.
Yeah, and both of those guys, Raider and Eduardo, they understand that they're not the best run scorers in the league. So, they're going to lean on pitching, even like you said, even if it's an early call, they're going to do what they got to do.
Yeah, and I think that's a huge attribute to have in a league like this. Just know what your strengths and weaknesses are and know exactly when you need to bring in those relievers. Because someone like Eddie or Dark Raider might not be able to have a 7 or 8 run comeback. So they go with that reliever early and try to keep it at 2 or 3. And it's proven to work well for both of them. Dark Raider's in the XBL, and he's playing well in the XBL. Hopefully he makes it into the playoffs this year. And then Eduardo obviously has a ton of success in the AAA.
Yeah, and we saw
a missed play out there in center field, and it might score one, and it will score one.
Wow.
A little bit of those match of the week jitters show out now here for Elron in his return. Gives up a free run to the Sirloins.
Yeah, there's a lot of space in this outfield over on that side of the ball, and we saw it haunt Elron there.
Able to get a grounder right there, though, but here in the 3rd inning, we see them both put a run on the board. Start a little bit of the excitement. We'll see if ElronCoin can keep putting good reticles on balls the way he has so far, but Sabrina Perez is not as easy as that starter is.
Yeah, and I was going to mention Unicorn based on what we were talking about. We saw with Dynasty and Latanimal kind of the opposite of that strategy of getting a pen player in there the first time you really, really need one, where they just left people out there and they both just paid and paid and paid for it. So, you don't want to bring the pen in too early, but at the same time, especially if you're a low scorer, you can't wait.
Yeah, no doubt. We saw complete opposites on the spectrum in that Dynasty and Zlat series. They let people run into the dirt and give up 10 runs before they'd take them out, and then we saw Eduardo and Ricks pull people in the 1st and 2nd inning. Urban in the chat, what's up, man? Can't wait to hear some of your intros this season. Always excited to see Urban in the chat.
To the chat, absolutely, our guy.
Yeah, I did forget to mention that in the preview. We had no Urban audio for people that have been here before. A lot of times we've got his badass voice with an intro for the match of the weeks, but I'm sure he'll get them to us in future weeks, and we'll have some hype going. There's a double play ball.
Whoa.
Close, but he's able to get out of it, and there's a clean inning. And that's what you need to do. After giving up 2 runs, hold him out.
I really like where Ed is right now. Coin had a chance to blow this open. He had 2 runs. It seemed to have everything going his way. And somehow Ed is now at the plate with a runner on, down 1 run.
Yeah, and that's something that veterans really have on top of people that don't have a ton of experience in the XBL. Even me with 2 or 3 seasons now, I'm nowhere near Eduardo or someone like that who knows how to stop momentum in a game and how big that is in a league like this, stopping momentum before things get out of control. And he's definitely proven to do that so far in this game.
Yeah, I mean that's the first thing beginners do, right? Is they let one thing lead to another, whereas people like Ricks and Eddie, they could stunt that momentum in a way that kind of tears you apart sometimes.
Yeah, momentum's a very dangerous thing in this game because on top of the mental aspect, the RNG seems to follow it. And there's a double play, and there you go.
Wow.
Quick line out to second and over to first, and there's 2 quick outs when the Sirloins thought they might have a chance to get something going early here.
Yeah, and if you're a contact hitter like Eddie, that's about as hard as you hit the ball, and it led to a double play. That's pretty tough.
Right back into the same spot there, but and another misplay over there in center field. We're seeing some issues out there from a ticket.
Cannon arm after the fact. It seemed to might have hit a sprinkler head out there. It looked like he took a funky step.
Yeah, and you don't want anyone to be struggling early in the year and get yips because once that roster's in, that roster can't change, so you got to live with it. Center fielder needs to start showing up. That one might be slow enough to score him. He's going to round it. Cannon arm is not engaged from center field, and he is able to score. But he's going to get a little diddle opportunity here, not able to get it, but I'm sure he'll take that one run across. I wonder if Elron would have got him with a cannon arm engagement there.
Would have been close. I don't think so, but I want to give Coin credit by not falling for the diddle. After, usually when Pandemonium breaks loose, that's when you fall for that diddle, and Eddie timed that absolutely perfectly, and Coin didn't buy it. Got him out of the inning.
Yep, diddling in itself is definitely a skill. We've got people in this league that can diddle really well and very much frustrate you. I know No Name was ranked last in the XBL, but I haven't played him a whole lot, but from what I've heard, he's a really good diddler on the base pass that'll steal a base or 2 on you. Pseudo I'm familiar with, he'll definitely diddle on you. And we've got some in the AAA, so you gotta be patient sometimes in those situations on the base pass, and you gotta know who those guys are that are willing to diddle on you and try to steal a base.
Yep, yeah, both of those guys, Pseudo, No Name, Ox in the old days, you just have to get them at the plate because once they get people on, it's almost impossible to slow them down.
Urban, I see your DM. All good, dude. It's only week 1. Sounds like we might have Urban audio for the next 2 games today, boys. So y'all make sure you check in, watch the intro before AA and XBL match of the week.
Yeah, today's a big day, folks. Let's not forget we got two big matchups later in the day. We've got the return of AA. I think M. Barry, the House of Barry, going to be represented there. We've seen the theatrics he can present on a match of the week as recent as last year, opening day, and then of course the XBL. Those are the big dogs.
Another pitcher hit right there in a missed slide.
Oh.
Yeah, this is really a historic day for the XBL. I don't believe we've ever had AA, AAA, and XBL match of the weeks to start off the season. And we've got everybody getting their shine league-wide. I think it's a really, really good improvement for the AA to be able to get in the big show. And it's really, really fun to be a new guy in the league and get to play in one of those match of the weeks and see everybody talk about you and get some broadcast behind you. It's just extra motivation to try to get a win. But that cannon arm's going to sail over the second baseman. Another issue from the center fielder over there, and it's going to push the runners on.
I would assume, there was. I was just going to say I would bet that center fielder is mojo down, and sure enough, it was lighting red right there.
Yeah, he might be double down.
It might be double down, completely lost out there.
He goes to first. He's going to give up the 1 run. Probably a smart choice there with some decent speed on third. And that center field error, once again, proves to add a run to the Sirloins. And that's really the difference in this ball game right now is the center fielder has been having huge struggles out there. But Elron gets out of it there. 3 straight 1-run innings from the Sirloins, and we go into the 6th inning now in Game 1 of our AAA Season 17 premiere. And so far, it's a close affair, and that's what you hope for any match of the week. Get you into the later innings and have it be a close game, make some excitement happen.
Yeah, and one thing you always preach, Unicorn, is, you know, a week into the season, you pretty much always want to redo everything you did on that roster tool. You can bet that anybody that has cannon arm on them in the outfield, you probably poured a lot of stats into that player, and you have high hopes, and it's interesting to see that player falling apart so badly here, but still a 2-1 game.
Yeah, I think cannon arm is probably the most expensive defensive trait, and personally, I think it's worth it if you make use of it out there in the outfield, like we saw over there in center field earlier. He didn't make use of it going to home plate. It's really expensive, though, so if you're going to pay for it and put it on somebody, you got to engage it every time you can, and you're going to get a couple of guys thrown out because it's really, really hard to predict how fast that ball is going to reach the plate. That's good contact there, but he swings early on the changeup. And there's another good swing, high pitch engage. It's going to keep floating left. Damian Rush is able to snag it off of his butt. And now we got 2 outs for the help deskers here.
Yeah, and this is kind of what we said, the experience of Eddie, even just outfield play, you know, Ed's going to take care of business.
It's not a beautiful representation just in 6 innings of how Eduardo plays? Sabrina Perez is run into the ground. He's just small balled 1 run across 3 times, and he stifled the momentum in that 2-run inning. This is exactly what you would expect from the Sirloins. No one's surprised if you've been here before.
Yeah, it feels like Coin has gotten the bigger, more impressive hits, but he's down.
Yeah, and that's what's frustrating. And the center fielder just cannot catch a break. He's got another drop. Luckily, that one doesn't hurt him at all. But, man, oh, man, that center fielder.
Yeah, at this point, you almost have to get center out of there if you've got anything that actually plays that position.
Oh, and this one could be trouble. It's a slow roll or not enough speed, but he does push him to second. If he can even add 1 more run right here, that's huge. You get the solo home run threat out of the situation. Try to force Elron to score 2 on you. And you know that he's got Linus Bigby, another really good relief pitcher in the pen, waiting behind Sabrina Perez. And he gets the steal. Great timing.
Oh. Lucky pitch there to get a strike in a way.
Yeah, he really was lucky. He had a red reticle slider find the zone, but not without giving up third. And that one's going to poke through, and he's going to score another run. 4 one-run innings in a row now.
There's that contact swing. That was an absolute wicked beast pitch into the corner, hanging off. And with 2 strikes, Eddie just poked it out there, but that's what the veteran does.
And I think what we're really about to see here is how can ElronCoin respond to adversity on the big stage right now. He hasn't been here in a while. Now he's down 2 runs and we're into the later innings. He knows there's a broadcast with a lot of people watching him right now. And he's ranked highly. He needs to get out of this situation and keep himself in the game.
Yeah, if I'm that help desk center fielder, I'm praying that we somehow come back. I do not want to be answering questions in the post game after this.
There you go. He finds a good cutter on the corner and able to end this inning. Down 2 going into the 7th inning. 4 straight runs. 4 straight innings of runs for the Sirloins, and now we've got 3 hitless innings or scoreless innings from Elron. We'll see how long Sabrina Perez comes out there. Really, really low stats now. She's 49 pitches in, but this is what Ed will do. That pitcher doesn't come out until you start getting hits off of her.
Yeah, until Ed sees some proof, he's not going to pull a Sabrina Perez no matter what.
He's still locating well with that curveball. Ed's really a master at locating the high curve. It's such a tough pitch to hit. Even if you get good contact and power, sometimes it seems like it goes nowhere. Stats nearly at 0 now across the board for Sabrina. Surely the pitcher's going to come out here for Elron. We get to see the first bench player for the help deskers. Pretty mid-bench, but he's got 1 good pinch hitter in there. Brings a righty in against the lefty. Oh, a perfect curveball to yam on, but he's watching it. And here comes Linus Bigby. Another forkball in the arsenal. A little bit of a different build for him this season, but still really, really strong.
Yeah, I would not have pulled her out of there. Velo is what ElronCoin wants.
Yeah, we saw most of Elron's big hits coming on moving fastballs. A drop from the first baseman. Now you got a little bit of risk because there's a really strong batter up to the plate. Ace Exterminator engaged again because of the great pitchers on this staff in the bullpen. This game could be tied with one swing of the bat right here. We'll see if ElronCoin and the help deskers got it in him, and he swings pretty well. Right field, Hammerlawn Ballo there to grab it over the head, though.
Oh, that hurts so badly. Right on that ball. Might have caught it left or right on the reticle. I think that was the issue.
Yeah, the help deskers are really putting good bats on balls, but not quite enough altitude on these swings. More of line drives to these center fielders, and shortstop has gotten a few, so if he's able to lower that reticle a little bit, ElronCoin looks like he's got some power through his lineup.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't give up on Coin just yet. 2 runs here, very doable for a hitter like him. He's more hitting first, but Ed's pitched really well.
Weak curveball at the bottom of the zone. Ballo gets a piece of it, but it's going to bounce off the short wall. Here comes the cannon arm. That would have helped the mojo, and that center fielder was able to make that jumping catch. Just barely misses.
That ball really carried. I thought it was going to be caught, but that's what you would expect is the ball to carry off with the bat of someone.
There's a little diddle.
Good diddle.
Able to push the guy to third, and now he just needs a little dink to get Ballo home and stretch this by one more. Showing bunt. Well, he cooked good contact, but here comes, you never know. Is he going to catch this one? We'll see. Oh my, he does.
He better catch that one.
That's one of those situations where you know that center fielder's got the game's RNG against him. You can't even trust a pop-up like that. I feel like sometimes Super Mega Baseball just picks on a player each game and bullies them. Good curveballs. It doesn't look like Elron's interested in swinging it off speed. See if Eduardo's aware of that. Eduardo's really, really good at the mental game on pitching and knowing what you're struggling with, what you're hitting well, and just completely attacking that. Cutter on the inside, quick 0-2 count here. Got him chasing on the moving fastballs right now. 2 outs, he's down to 4 outs left, and he needs 2 runs. Got to make some noise happen, now or never.
Yeah, he's got to be pressing a bit now, Uni.
Yeah, you can see him getting a little bit impatient at the plate. It's just so tough being in a match of the week, being down against such a good pitcher. Willard Wiggins has the clutch engaged. The great shortstop for the Sirloins, had a really, really good postseason last year. Pitching location's been pretty strong from both sides. The runs have not been free. We've seen some good hits on pitches in the corners. Not able to get any right here, though. There's 2 quick outs and almost an error from the second baseman, but a good snag over at first. All right, here we go. 9th inning for our premier game in the AAA. ElronCoin in his return. Is he going to be able to put up 2 or more runs right here and extend this ball game? He's got the back end of his lineup up now, and Linus Digby is looking really, really strong, locked in. Great pitch on the bottom corner. There's the first out. No doubt the help deskers are feeling some pressure right now, trying to make a name for themselves in their return. Nothing better than starting off your season with a win. But Linus Digby is proving to be too tough on the mound right now, and ElronCoin is struggling, and he's got eyelash mail up to the plate with his last gasp. You know he's hoping to get a hit here and sub that pitcher out for a pinch hitter. Gets him swinging on another moving fastball. Over there is Boomer Platoon. He's able to put it away, and the Sirloins are going to snag the first win of Season 17 here in the AAA. With a good game back and forth, Eduardo proved to show his AAA prowess. And there's 1-0 for the Sirloins.
Yeah, great job by Eddie. Wow, it really looked like Coin had some momentum going. Completely reversed that, slowly, granted. But he slowly reversed it to where those last couple innings, you could just feel the Deskers were behind the 8-ball.
Yeah, and we'll go right into Game 2. Probably give us just a few minutes. Let me tell the guys. And, yeah, so we'll switch over to the preview screen, and then we'll get it right back into Game 2 for AAA. A good Game 1. Hopefully we see another close game in Game 2. So we'll see y'all here again in a minute. All right, everybody, here we go. We're back for Game 2. After a good Game 1 and a good start to the season, some errors proved to be costly for ElronCoin, and he gets his first loss of the year. But Eduardo, a very Eduardo-esque game from anyone that's been in this league knows that's exactly how Eddie wins the majority of his games. It's a really impressive play style, one that's hard to lock down. But we're at the home of the Help Deskers here at Golden Field, which is a stadium you don't see very often in this league. We'll see if he's able to split the series, if Mist and I can be right in our predictions that we think it's going to be a split.
Yeah, boy, we got a gorgeous day here at beautiful Golden Field. It'll be interesting to see if Coin can get the bat going. Sometimes, mentally it's tough, and Eddie was locked in there late, just beating corners because he had all the momentum. So I think that the key for Coin is going to be to get a couple runs somewhere in the first 3 innings and try to jump out to a bit of a lead here.
Yeah, and early on, Coin's starting off with some issues on his reticle location pitching. Able to place a good curveball there, though, for the second strike to get an out. Lombalo gets put away. Kat Stanza looks really juiced this season. I don't remember her being that powerful last season, but man, she looks dangerous in that 2-hole. And that's a weak pitch. He's able to take care of it and put it up there for a single, and you'll kind of live with that if you miss a pitch like ElronCoin against a batter like Cat Stanza, you'll take a single on that.
Yeah, actually, those are both meatballs. The curve to long ball was a total meatball. He got bailed out by bad reticle, but yeah, Coin just got to settle down. Oh, there's another meatball.
Yeah, Coin struggling with this pitching right now.
To add, especially with his contact. If that ball creeps onto the plate, he can punch a lot of singles.
Yeah, he sure can. And we saw Elron prove that he can make good contact with his bat. The pitching looks to be a little bit of an issue, maybe that we weren't going to be expecting. He is able to get the double play right here, but not hitting his pitches the way he wants to or the way he's used to, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he came up with a fantastic pitch there. That two-seam was gorgeous and led to exactly what it should, the double play. So sometimes one great pitch after several bad ones can bail you out temporarily, but he's going to have to get back on track for the long run.
Yeah, and I'll say for these new guys coming into the league, especially double-A'ers, you're going to see incredible pitching up and down the leagues. Because of the ego fluctuation, if someone struggles at AAA pitching a little bit, trust me, they're going to be dialed in at AA. So I think it's really a sight to behold, and it was really one of the most outstanding things when I joined the league, I thought, is just the way everyone in this league up and down can place their reticles and pitch extremely, extremely well. There's really no free pitchers in this league. That's a good hit on a curve.
Oh, my. Oh, it is going to die. Yeah, you know, it used to be Unicorn that probably half the pitchers in AAA really couldn't pitch. That's completely gone away, and now you're facing at minimum, you know, capable pitchers pretty much up and down the line, and then there's probably 10 or 12 really, really good ones, you know, Ice and those guys.
There's a good poke over there to right field. He's going to be able to put 2 on now. Runners at the corners of 1 out. Yeah, I agree with your point. I think AAA now is really, it's pretty similar to XBL level pitching in terms of location. There's about half the league, if not more, like you said, that are just XBL level pitchers. The main difference between XBL and AAA is that there's guys in the XBL that are able to put bats on balls on corner pitches, and there's one that's going to float over the third baseman, and there's the first run. Help Desker strike early again and take the lead.
Yeah, lucky bloop there. He'll take it. Just get some momentum. See if you can get Benuelos, who's historically been a great pitcher for Eddie. Maybe get him off his game here early. It might see Sabrina in the second or third again.
Yeah, Eduardo's really good at using those moving fastballs, and we've seen that come to fruition as Elron's been chasing at a lot of cutters and a lot of two-seamers. Watches a couple right there. There's a changeup on the outside. Got an 0-2 count, 2 on. Another good swing, but not going to be enough. We've seen some great contact from the help deskers, just not quite enough power. I wonder if his, I guess I haven't been paying attention to see what his power meter exactly has been, but the reticle's been very nice so far, both games.
Yeah, pretty unlucky there. That could have, that was hit hard enough to be in the gap a lot of places, but happened to go right at center field.
And a very Eduardo hit as he puts one softly up the middle right there. Here's a dangerous batter up in the 5-hole. Can't make a mistake pitch here. Oh boy. And he gets him, even with a changeup, he's able to get him. Bad timing on the steal. And a pretty decent arm behind the plate. Golden field with that short left field, and he almost misplays it over there.
Yeah, I wonder if that was either an accidental steal, which I do sometimes based on my finger placement, or maybe a straight hit and run.
Yeah, and it pays off for Elron. Luckily, Eduardo gets the bad time on the steal, and that helps him get out of this inning. Still has the lead now, going into the bottom of the second. Haven't seen a lot of swings on curves so far. Looks like the help deskers are much more of a velo hitter. There's a curveball that he hits well, though. And a good catch over there from Tish Ballin on the slide. Shout out to Coin too on the unis. I like the mix of purple and white. Love to see the uniform combos in the league. Some guys are really, really creative and skilled at that.
You don't see a lot of teal in uniforms, but Coin's always got that teal that matches his logo.
Yeah, that blue's a great color. Had a 97 power there, but misreticled it. Oh, and he's going to get there. Willard Wiggins, oh, he misplays it, throws it to second. Might have had a chance at first, but doesn't matter now. A ticket comes up to the plate, the one hole. The center fielder had all those struggles in the last game out there in the outfield, looking to come back in game 2 and help his team out on both sides of the plate.
That still has time to be a hero here. Got great speed, good batting stats.
And there you go, he pokes one to center field. And I'm sure either of these guys will be happy with a split in this series because they're really, really evenly played. But man, if Eduardo is able to steal a sweep, what kind of sign is that going to be for Eduardo coming into AAA after having so much success but not able to top it off? He's had great records in the past. We're all hoping to see him put it all together and capture that trophy. And then he's got no option but to go to the XBL. I know he doesn't want to be there.
So we got bases loaded, power versus LHPN fastball hitter.
Sheesh. And he's able to put it over, and it's going to find the gap. That's going to score 2. It might score 3. They're rounding the bases. Here comes around third. Damian Rush is going to send it into home. It's not going to be enough, and he's going to take third as well.
Wow, he ran the cut fastball into the wheelhouse, and with that plus the power versus, it might have been in a corner, but you know, Coin, he can get to that ball.
Yeah, very rare mistake pitch from Eduardo, and Coin's able to take advantage of it, and he's got 4 runs through 2 innings on 7 hits, really coming out in game 2 and facing that adversity head on and playing extremely well. Impressive showing through 2 innings now.
Yeah, and that center fielder can now breathe after a pretty nice single there and then scoring a run.
Right, definitely able to help his team stay alive and set up that big play. Elron's got to be careful to locate his pitches, though. Eduardo put up 4 or 5 in the last game. He can do it again. Gets him on a high fastball there for the first out.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I said, Uni, is ElronCoin. The key was getting out to a nice early lead somewhere in the first 3 innings and able to do it.
Yeah, great call. Eduardo's definitely not someone that enjoys playing from behind with his playing style. Obviously, nobody does, but there's some batters in the league like Naswad would be the first one that comes to my mind. If you get down 3 or 4 runs, or if he's down 3 or 4 runs, he's very capable of coming back. Contact swinger like Eduardo is going to have more trouble. So if Coin's able to add a run or 2 right here, it might be enough. But you never know. We're early on in the 3rd inning now of game 2 of the season. Contact versus lefties engaged again. Good power and contact. Watches a couple of pitches up high. 0-2 count. Eduardo still pitching really aggressively with Manny on the mound. Able to take advantage of it again, or his Chish. He doesn't slide for it. It's going to drop, and there's a single.
You know, we've seen Coin take some pretty good swings at breakers today, so done a good job with that. I think the problem in game 1 was just momentum got away from him with the center fielder, and then just Eddie chipping away with that 1 run per inning just seemed like it ate him alive.
Oh, a decent contact swing right there, but not going to be good enough as he grounds into the double play. Eduardo saves himself from a little bit of trouble there. Eduardo's definitely really good at getting double play balls induced, and that's definitely a skill to have in this league. Sprinter engaged. He's going to be able to take 2 on another well-hit curveball. Like you said, we thought maybe junk was his issue when it came to his batting. But so far in this series, he's shown he's able to hit off speed.
Yeah, definitely. He's really hit pretty well, to be honest. Even though his scoring in the first game was pretty low at 2, I think he left a lot of runners on base.
Right. He's only got 2 hits so far here through 3 innings, though. The Sirloins, I mean, Hammer Lombalo coming back up. Top of the order, we got Lombalo, then Stanza back-to-back. 2 big power hitters. We'll see how aggressive Elron throws it at him.
Yeah, Eddie needs something like a walk and a single. There's a single.
Yeah, Eddie's definitely going to play that game where he loads the bases up with 2 or 3 guys off of singles. And then you get somebody like Cat Stands Up who hits a nuke all of a sudden and the game's tied. So you got to be careful with a 4-run lead. You've got to pitch extremely well. Eduardo's no one to play with.
Ooh.
That was a great pitch on the bottom zone.
Did you see how much power and contact she had plus off-speed hitter? That's insane.
Yeah, great build. These
I'd like
first
to see
3 in
what
the
her
order.
salary is. It's got to be something like 80,000. I don't have anybody over about 62.
Yeah, I think I've got one batter around 70 and the rest of mine are a lot cheaper than that, but that's possibly my favorite part about this league is that tool that Wishbone and so many people have worked together to create. Man, you can really get creative with your roster and suit it to the best of your style, and that makes it really, really fun each season going in, seeing what worked well for you and what didn't.
Yeah, no, that absolutely unicorn. I'd like to piggyback on that. I mean, that's what really makes this league special is you know, the people, of course, league office, everybody, but that roster tool was such a game changer because it's totally different than any other, you know, system of bars or whatever you want to do is just so lame in comparison.
Yeah, we couldn't thank Wishbone and everybody that's put that together enough. I know someone before Wishbone was the one that really laid out the template for it, but the amount of edits that they make every season and every cup going into that, it really takes a lot of dedication. So shout out to everybody in the league office that does that. It's awesome. And like you said, it really makes this league, I mean, special, and it makes everything a lot more fun.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Blue Panther was the guy who initiated the original.
Yeah, that's right.
Wishbone has the talent with Excel and such to learn that, and has really run with it. I always there's always a couple things I think he can't do that, and then he eventually figures some way to do it. So yeah, no, it's a lot of fun.
We're gonna see the reliever come in, Linus Digby, who had a good outing in Game 1, as he will most outings. Him and Sabrina are such a great 1-2 punch in the AAA, and everybody that's played in it knows them. Another great reticle there from Elron that just doesn't bring anything from it. Still has 2 on with 2 outs. Another strong batter, let me Google it, up to the plate. Once again, he's making good contact. He's got 4 runs, but it could be even more.
Yeah, he just got to 2 balls that were literally stapled to that outside high corner. I mean, there's nothing you can. I mean, just getting the reticle on the ball when it's that far into the corner is saying something, especially with runners on base.
Yeah, when it comes to the AAA, those guys that are able to swing the bat fast enough to get to those pitches on the corners, especially fastballs, those are the ones you got to watch out for that are deadly and can win the whole league, because bat speed is so huge when you get into these higher egos. Some guys just can't adjust quite as well to a 100-mile-an-hour pitch at 86. And I can tell you from personal experience, it is not easy to do. Ticket's able to scoop one up. What a play.
Yeah, Eddie's been the better pitcher today. So what Eddie needs to do is lean into that and hit some of these meatballs for singles and really put the pressure on Coin, who's been a little bit shaky on the hills. Even though he has made some really good pitches, it hasn't been as consistent.
Yeah, it feels like now that the help deskers grew that lead up to 4, he's locked in his pitching a little bit more. Maybe he took some of the pressure off himself. You can see him making some good reticles just like that cutter right there. Really doing a lot better on the mound right now, and that's a dangerous combo with the bat that we've seen so far through 2 games. If Elron's able to pitch with reticles the same way Eduardo does, that's a tough combo.
Yeah, Chip's locked in there, and he is hitting his spots now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it looks like a completely different pitcher here in these middle innings of game 2 as he's able to completely shut Eduardo down through 5. And now he comes back up to the plate with no pressure on him. He's got the lead, and he's putting good bats on balls. And there's another one. Willard Wiggins isn't able to snag it, and there's a leadoff single for the Help Deskers. They've got the back end of that lineup coming up, but they've got decent power throughout. Linus Digby's going to have to be careful here. Get some chase in there. Got a sprinter up right here. Might save him from a double play if the opportunity comes to be. And it will, but that one's hit well enough that he's not going to be able to get to first. Just by a step or two, he gets the double play. Eduardo gets out of it. Now 3 scoreless innings for the Sirloins, but when are they going to show up on the other side? They've got to put some runs across here. It's getting late. We're in the 6th inning.
And we may see a bunt here from Tish.
Yeah.
Especially if he falls behind here with 1 strike especially. I would expect a bunt.
Yeah, you don't see the infield coming in. And it doesn't matter. He does swing away at it. Not able to get a hit. The bunt's a very, very dangerous skill to have. There's a lot of good players in the XBL who are able to put down bunts. If you don't bring that infield in, you're almost giving up a free single every time. Surprised we haven't seen Eduardo throw that bunt out after he used it so much last season.
Yeah, that seemed like the ideal situation for it, didn't you think, Uni?
Yeah.
With a bunter at the plate?
Yeah, definitely the way that he plays. Personally, I can't bunt at all, so I don't even try it. I would love to be able to have a free single every time or bring the infield in and dunk one over their head, but that's outside of my skill level.
Yeah, every time I try to bunt, I end up regretting it.
Nukes and nukes only from Scooby-Doo. We all know that.
That seems to be the plan anyway.
Another clean inning there. Sirloins haven't been able to muster any runs through 6. The Help Deskers have been shut out here recently. These middle innings, nobody has scored. Game's kind of locked tight at 0-4. I will say we've seen some very hittable pitches from Eduardo. Elron's been able to take advantage of some of them, but it seems like he might be pushing a little bit, and his reticle location on the pitching side might be getting a little bit laxed. It's hard to keep that mentality in the right place whenever you're down 4-0 on the big stage, no matter how many years you've been in this league.
Yeah, and also we know the RNG, the mojo, how the players are feeling does vary. Even when you're ahead, that can bite you in the butt and start making things tough on you.
Right, pitcher hits a good hit right there. I see Fun Size in the chat. What's up, man? Glad to see you back in the AAA. I got high hopes for you, man. It was a really good rookie campaign.
The Fun Man was ranked, I think, around 5 yesterday in the pregame.
Yeah, he was around 5.
Certainly a big dog in the AAA.
Oh, and a great play over there from Platoon to get the 3rd out. A diving catch on an absolute frozen rope down the 3rd base line. Great play to get out of the inning.
And here's what I said, Uni, that might spark some RNG momentum to give Eddie a chance to maybe pop a couple singles and really get something going.
We'll see if ElronCoin and the Help Deskers are able to locate the way that they have been in these middle innings. You got the heart of the order up here for the Sirloins. Might be their best opportunity to score runs as we're now down to the final 3 innings.
Well, he'd love a walk here. Oh, but he gets the single.
And a very contact swing hit there. A ball out of the zone, but just floats into the outfield.
Yeah, but that kind of goes along with what you said, Uni, is that these players that can get out to the balls, even if it's contact swing, you know, there's other players that can't really do that. So if you can punch a couple singles that you really, you know, maybe not even a strike, those can hurt the other team.
Right. Just being able to put a bat on the ball and hope for the best can get you a few hits every game. The location right now from Elron, we've got to discuss it. He's absolutely dotting these pitches, really locked in on the mound after growing that lead 4-0. It's going to be really tough for Eduardo to score the way that Chip Short is pitching right now on the mound. A lot of really good pitches on the corners.
Yeah, he's really focusing on that low inside corner and running. Oh, that's a bad pitch. Eddie needs momentum. He needs to shake this pitcher up.
Goes for the pickoff right there. Low speed over there at first. There's one of the few missed pitches we've seen here in a while from the help deskers. Able to lock it right back in with a fastball in the corner. Man, oh man, try to hit that.
Oh, that was his pitch.
Yep.
Couldn't get there.
That's what's so tough when you're playing these top-end AAA players. You might get 1 or 2 mistake pitches, but they're going to be really few and far between. And if you don't take advantage of them when you get them, that's going to most likely be the difference in the ball game for you. Good take on a changeup. Going to try to get him to chase on a cutter. Miss reticle, and he does get him to chase, though. Gets bailed out right there on a pitch way inside. Finds the zone, and there's a single. Got 2 on. Can he get a little 2-out rally going right here and make this game a little more interesting here in the top of the 7th? We know Eduardo's got it in him.
Good bat speed there. That ball was at the extreme top of the zone. Even though it was middle, that's not the easiest ball to get to. If you get to it, you could do a lot of damage, but he got a nice single.
A weak curveball, and he's able to put another one up, and the bases are loaded.
That ain't the pitch, Uni. That was not the pitch. That's a bad ball.
Tying run at the plate. Damian Rush is up. Ace Exterminator is engaged, or is it just power? Yeah, Ace Exterminator, but he's going to bring in a reliever. And is he? Oh, and he brings in another A- reliever, so Ace Exterminator stays engaged.
Interesting. I would have gone B+.
Yeah, not sure if he's aware of that, and it might pay off. He's able to bloop one into the gap, and it's going to score 2. A mess up on the dive. Is he going to round third? He's got no speed. He's going to send him. He turns him around. Damian Rush able to poke a double right there, and now we've got a 2-run ball game. Tish Ballin is up. She had some very key hits in that playoff run last year. Early on in the season here, she's being asked to step up, try to tie this game.
Yeah, she needs to lean on contact and that speed. Oh.
We're seeing the pressure build, and now Elron finding some difficulty with his pitching again. Not quite reticling him as well. He needs to make a good pitch here. Great pitch on the zone. And a ball, but it's struck well, and it's going to score 2. And we've got a tie game here in Game 2 of Season 17 for the AAA. What a great way to start this season. And Eduardo is showing up, and he's brought it all the way back and tied this game.
Wow, what a swing by Ed. That's a pitch that if I'm Coin, I'll take that pitch 10 out of 10.
And now Linus Digby.
Wow.
He helps himself. He's going to send him home. He's going to get a little bit of a diddle opportunity. Safe, though, and it's 5-4, a 5-run inning, completely different than what we saw from Eduardo with all those 1-run innings last game. Lombardo just adds to it. They keep coming. And now you've got Kat Stanza up to the plate with the best stats on the team. What a huge at-bat right here. The reliever has came in and really struggled. She needs to make a pitch here. Curveball finds his own. Pitcher's on third, though, so no speed around the base. And once again, for the second time in this inning, we've got the bases loaded.
Yeah, she has to come out.
There's a good pitch on the inside, 2-seamer. Lloyd Cook is tense. He's definitely going to come out of that tense phase if he's able to knock one here. Hits it to second, though, but not after a great inning from the Sirloins as they're able to take the lead, and now all the momentum is switched over to the Sirloin sides. The help deskers at home in front of their home crowd, down by 1. Linus Digby still locked in.
Yeah, and if you're Coin, you have to just go forward. Go forward. Don't get rattled here. You've hit pretty well.
Yeah, still got 3 innings to go. Plenty of time to put up 1 or more runs.
Also, we know that's the type of hitter Ed is. He's going to do that once in a while.
Yeah, he's going to string along 5 or 6 singles like he did right there, and it's absolutely nerve-wracking, but you've got to figure out how to calm yourself down, collect yourself, and now you got to come up to the plate and try to do something of your own. A few tense players on both sides, but Linus Digby not tense at all, locked in, having another great outing. 0 ERA through both games so far.
Oof.
Damian Rush, something that I might have even slid for, but Eduardo knows better. He's able to snag it. Oh!
Oh, my.
Awkward jump. Not sure if he needed it or not. Willard Wiggins with a very, very rare error as his mojo goes down. Remo 10 is up to the plate. 2 for 3, 2 singles. And some decent speed on first. See if he can make something happen. Swings at that curveball. I think it did find the zone, but a really tough pitch to do anything with. And now Eduardo gets out of the inning. Secures that lead and then protects it.
Yeah, not a bad half inning for Coin. He swung the bat well. You're not always going to get the reward.
He's got to try to keep his location locked in. Had a little struggles in that last inning. He's going to dive for it. And what a catch over there. The center fielder, after the struggling in game 1, makes a highlight reel catch over there in center field. Maybe we'll see that in the highlight montage for our next mid-season show. Make sure if y'all get plays like that, you send them in, because we've got a mid-season roundup that we do, and we always show the best highlights from the season.
Yeah, somebody clipped that. Apparently got the energy drink rolling there in between games. That center fielder looking good.
What a great batter at the plate. Boomer platoon. Really juiced up. Contact over 100. Takes a walk, though. That's a really good walk in that situation, because I know anybody, when you get one of those beasts up to the plate, you want to do nothing more than just swing for the fence. It's really hard to take pitches, but Eduardo's showing his veteran experience right there, able to take 4 balls. Now we got another reliever, firewall in.
Oh, good steal. Not even thinking about the runner.
We'll see if that pays off for the Sirloins. Able to put that guy on second now with only 1 out. Hittable pitch, but it's too fast for him. Wall blows the fastball by him, and now we've got 2 outs. Damian Rush, who had that 2 RBI single to really keep the inning alive and set up that 5-run inning in the last one. Tense despite the 2 RBIs. It's the loudest hit I've ever heard for a pop out to first, but regardless, there's a 3rd out. And now we got the help deskers up.
Taz might want to pull her.
Digby is not wavering at all. Still really good stats across the board. Linus Digby gets that 1st out. Uh-oh. Did that freeze for y'all too?
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. We're back. Hopefully that's just on our end and not for them in the game. Yeah, I really hope that's just for us. That's a well-struck ball over to left field. Not going to find the line, though. 1-2 count now. Good fork ball. He's used that fork ball up and away often this game, and it's worked pretty well. A new arsenal type for Eduardo, but it looks like he's definitely playing it well. Another one to left field. Tish Ballin over there and able to put it away, and now we're going into the 9th inning. Eduardo looking to try to get a sweep after a really nice comeback here in the late innings. Can the help deskers lock in, hold this at 1, and then show up at the plate? Nice blue pit over there to the left field off rip. And this is exactly what you want. AAA match of the week, start of our season. We had a 2-run game in the first one. Now we're coming down to a 1-run game here in the 9th. It's a perfect display of AAA and the fact that there's so much parity. So many close games in the league, and that changeup gets away. He's able to steal second. Not going to take third, though.
Oh, yeah, one thing about Ed, he's more of a willing bunter than a great bunter. Somebody like Luke can really get the ball, really bunt well. I think Eddie's more of an average bunter, but, you know, is the type that's willing to use that tactic. And does a nice job there.
Yes, this is definitely a situation that Ed likes to look at, just pushing one across rather than having that mentality of having a big inning. He's going to walk along Ballo, but Cat Stanza's right up behind him. See how he handles this. Interesting tactic here. Lombalo's a strong hitter, but Stanza's even better.
Oh, that might do it.
Yeah, it does score one on the sac fly. Now we've got a 2-run lead.
One thing about Stanza is I believe she's coming out of that bench specialist slot, so her speed is only 10. You can double her up all day, but when you let her get on a ball like she did there, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I didn't even realize he used that as a bench specialist. What a really good idea from Eduardo there. You're going to really lack on the fielding and speed and all that stuff over there at first, but my oh my, he's got a great bat at the plate with her. Digby's going to stay in there, 2-run game. ElronCoin in his return to the AAA, looking to get his first win here on Match of the Week. Quick 3-0 count now. Another good curveball inside, full count here. 99 power, but ropes it to the left side out of bound, or out of play. Oh, and a forkball on the outer edge. Digby puts him away for the first out in this 9th inning. But these are the batters you want to have up if you're the help deskers. You got your strongest people coming up to the plate 1 through 3 right now. Sabrina Perez comes in. Not surprised to see that, and man, we've got a real powerhouse matchup, plate versus batter, or I mean pitcher versus batter right here. Gets him chasing on that cutter. Really tough pitch to get a hold of, and there's 2 outs. Last gasp here for the help deskers for the 2nd game in a row, down 2 runs.
Ace Exterminator kicked in.
Ropes that one well, left field into the gap, and now we're going to have the tying run come up to the plate with the man on second.
Yep, literally coming down to the last at bat, folks. Chance to tie the game right here. Not a good hitter, though.
Not the best batter for a 3-hole.
Yes. Gonna let him run it with fastball hitter. Power versus lefty. Doesn't have nothing going for himself.
Oh, and that was the pitch. That might be the best one he sees. Oh, and a hittable pitch, but he grounds it to Willard Wiggins over there, and that's going to be a 3rd out, and we see a sweep here on Match of the Week. Mystery Man was right in saying if there's going to be a sweep, it's going to be Eduardo, but great showing from both of these guys. Really, really fun 2-game set. That's a great way to kick off the season.
Yeah, really good series from two veterans of the AAA. You know, both of them kind of were what we thought they were. It could have gone either way. Could have actually been a coin sweep if a couple little things went the other way. So great series.
Yeah, that first game, the errors definitely came back and bit ElronCoin. That center fielder really was to blame for that game because it would have been a tied game, or he might have even won by 1 without those errors. I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 runs scored on it, but Elron, despite the losses, showed he's got a really dangerous bat at the plate. If he's able to reticle the way he did tonight or today, the rest of the season, he's going to be trouble for anybody because Eduardo is one of the best pitchers in the league, and he was able to hit him pretty well. Then we saw his pitching really lock in that 2nd game. So Elron showed he's got both sides. Eduardo, everyone knows what he is. He showed that he can dink and dunk around and have that big inning, and he also showed that he can small ball it for a few innings. So he showed us a little bit of both sides of his gameplay. So 2 guys that I think are still, despite the sweep, ranked really well to start the season, ranked really properly, and both 2 guys that we'll be looking for to make it deep in the playoffs here in the AAA.
I see Zlatanimal in the chat here. They are who we thought they were. I mean, that's pretty much sums up the entire series right there, Uni. So happy to be back here casting XBL. Boy, nice to see this season get kicked off in the absolute best way possible with two veterans really going at each other's throats here for, I don't know, going on close to a couple hours probably. So we got two big matchups tonight, and I'm sure we're all looking forward to that.
Yeah, always fun being in the booth with you, Mist, as always. We'll be in a ton of games this season, I'm sure, calling the AAA, even though I got called up to the XBL. I'm going to try to keep a tight pulse on the AAA. I really love that league. I think it's got great parity. So, really good start to the season. A nice sweep from Eduardo. Congrats to him. Welcome back to the league, ElronCoin. Really love to see both of y'all. And a really, really good first two games to start the season. Like Miss said, we've got AA coming at you next, I believe, with Dwayne and Ox, the return of Ox in the booth. If anyone's been here before, Ox is such a great commentator, such a great guy. Really, really puts a lot of good stuff into the XBL. He's nice to talk to. So then after that, we've got the XBL, the big show coming up at the end of the night. We're going to have urban intros confirmed for the AA and the XBL, so make sure that you're here for the pre-show. Make sure that you hear the keys and urban's sweet, sweet voice to get you hyped for those games. So, yeah, with all that said, as always, it's great casting with you, Mist, and I can't wait to do it next time. But I'll see all y'all in the Discord, and if you start your games tonight, good luck. It's going to be a hell of a season.